Hi friends, this is Sean Leonard with Housing Around AZ, powered by King & Sky Realty. So the big question of the day that I think everybody asks right now is, what's going on with the real estate market? So a lot of things. We're starting to see a lot more inventory on the market, which for buyers is great. Sellers, not as much. But for buyers, if you're looking to buy a house, now you have options. Now you're not one of 10 people going after a house. Now, the next question that people ask is, okay, do we see the market coming down? And nobody has a crystal ball what's going on in the future, but in the current situation, what we're seeing is that houses that might have been overpriced or pushing the market, right? 3 months ago, 6 months ago, when we were figuring out what to list a house for, we might have said, hey, this is the comps, this is what everything sold for in the last couple months. Let's let's add another 5-10% to that price and see what happens. Well, now all those houses that had that additional money added to the price, they were way over the market, and now they're coming back down to where the market is at. So I don't know if we're seeing as much of an overall drop, but people are starting to negotiate and coming down on that way. And the other thing that's helping save buyers money is you don't have to take a house as is. You don't have to, you're allowed to ask for people to do repairs, things that maybe we were giving up before in the negotiating process, now you're not. So that way it helps save the buyer's money. Now on the flip side, from builders, we're seeing a lot of them who were pushing their prices. Every few weeks they're like, hey, I've got a price increase coming down the road. Now they're starting to adjust their prices. They're willing to negotiate a little bit. They're offering a lot of incentives. A lot of the builders are offering programs where they're going to pay down your interest rate. So if you're concerned about high interest rates, a builder might be a good option for you because they're willing to say, hey, buy a house from us, we'll buy down your interest rate by a percentage or two. So it helps you save money in the long run. I think the biggest question right now is if you're planning on staying in the house, 5 years or longer, then there's a lot of options out there. Because if you're concerned about high interest rates, well, traditionally after recessions, interest rates go down. So if we see that here in the next couple of years, that after everything settles with the market and interest rates go down, then you're going to be able to refinance out of this price. The biggest part right now is just making sure you find a house that you can afford, that you're happy with, somewhere to stay. Now, the other side, we've kind of seen some interesting companies doing things where, because the rental market is still pretty hard to find a rental, where the company will actually get you pre-qualified, set up with them, and then they go and buy the house that you would like to rent. That way they've already got a renter in the place for you. You get a house that you like, and you get so it makes it a nice win-win for everybody on that situation. Now for sellers, it's still one of those things. Let's get it up, get it out there. You just have more competition. We just have to do a better job of marketing it, putting it in front of the right people, making sure we're taking good photos. Again, we're coming out of summer, so right now it's a little slow. That doesn't mean once we get into fall, things might change. So right now, if you're still looking to kind of try to catch as close to the top of the market as possible, maybe you missed the top, but at least getting a good number for your house, I would suggest if you're thinking of selling, this is probably a good time to sit down and have a conversation and talk about it. If you're looking at buying, there are some ways that we can do to kind of help get you the best value for your money. It's just kind of having a conversation and maximizing what's going on in the market right now. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, please email me.